It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
And, of course, this portion of the program brought to you by Trajan Wealth, TRAJAN Wealth.com. It's Trajan Wealth for all your trusted local needs in retirement, TrajanWealth.com. All right, JJ. Mike Tomlin has stepped down. And not only is he not going to be coaching in Pittsburgh, and not only are they going to have to fill a massive void for a guy who brought them a championship, for a guy who is tied for second all-time in the NFL for the most seasons in a row of not having a losing season. That's pretty darn good.
Wow.
The thing that put him, the thing that got him to step down, was, of course, his 7th playoff loss in a row. And the city can't abide, and the Rooney family can't abide. So in the statement made by Art Rooney II, it was, I met with Coach Tomlin today, and he made it known to me that he would like to step down from his position as the head coach at Pittsburgh. I feel like that did not happen. I feel like it was more like hey, we don't want you to get fired. That's not how Mike Tomlin leads this organization. You've been too much to us, but we've got to move on. And so if you announce your resignation, that you're stepping down, it's all good. And then he's going to go over and coach the Baltimore Ravens, and John Harbaugh is going to go over and coach the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Coach swap sounds like a reality TV show.
Hey, that would be fun, actually. Actually, both teams would actually still do very well.
Yeah.
Steven Sylvester joining us on the program right now. What do you think about those thoughts, JJ? Sly, Mike Tomlin going to coach at the Ravens? Come on now.
Oh, man, are we in an alternate dimension or like what? What the heck is going on? I have no idea. It's a surprise every day. Like, you can't even draw this up, honestly. If you're doing a screenplay or whatever, like the drama that's going on around football, college, pros, even high school football, it is just, you can't even script this. This is something new every day. And if you're not on your toes and watching the ESPN ticker, I don't know what you're doing.
Well, Mike Tomlin, obviously somebody you got to know pretty well, and you were a part of that legacy that he had in Pittsburgh. Can you just tell us what he means to that city and how difficult it is to last 19 years in that position in the National Football League and what he's accomplished?
Well, even more than his 19 years there, you just got to look at Pittsburgh, right? Pittsburgh has had 3 coaches for what? For how long?
50 years.
55 years, 50-plus years?
It's crazy.
Like, that is – I don't know if there's ever an organization that has a statistic like that, right? I mean, Penn State was the longest before Joe Paterno was there, but, like, it's just crazy. And that's just what Pittsburgh is. That's why, like, if people were to tell me that they would fire – Tomlin, I'm just like, nah, they won't do it. They don't have that personality to do that for the guy in charge. For players nowadays, different. But honestly, it's more telling to what society is today and what, the landscape of football is in general, of how it is, right? It's just, you need a fresh face. You need what it is. And even guys that are fully capable. I mean, not having a losing season in 19 straight years is an amazing feat. Right? You've had those. Even Coach Whittingham, 21 years at Utah, right? He's had a couple losing seasons. And so out of 16, 17 game seasons, and you've never had a losing season, that is impeccable, right? And Mike Tomlin was a young coach when he was doing it. I believe he was the youngest coach to win the Super Bowl at the time when he won in 2008. But it's absolutely incredible what he's done. He still got a lot left in the tank, and I'm sure he's going to keep coaching. He could even go. I cannot wait for the Tomlinisms. That was one thing that I absolutely loved about going to team meetings is what new word or new nuance am I going to learn today about what? And so exciting to see where his career takes him. Whether he wants to get into media, because he's definitely worth it. He's such a great interview. All the interviews that he does is absolutely terrific. But being on the other side of the microphone is going to be absolutely awesome for him if that's the route he takes. But I definitely think that he's got more years coaching. But for the city of Pittsburgh to know only one guy, I know some fans that are used to that, right? Utah fans are used to one guy being in charge, and you never have to worry about that. And I've gotten tons of texts here in the last couple of days talking about, like, I just don't know what it's going to be like to not see Tomlin as the head coach, right? That is just what you came to know, love, and as far as the disconnect and how they came to this conclusion, how awkward is the number 19? Right? Like, if somebody wants to, like, step down, Coach Whittingham, Tomlin,
seriously,
isn't it, don't you like whole numbers? Like 20. 20 sounds right.
19 seems like there's a little bit of meat left on that bone, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's why it's just weird. But, when the public starts talking and doing all of this, there's a lot more media behind, or marketing and stuff behind decisions that, obviously aren't traditionally used in their organization stuff. And so that's how important narratives are. So people who spread false narratives and all that, those things are taken into account when decisions are being made. And it was possibly just one of those things where it's just like, all right, we've tried this since 2016. You haven't even gotten close to a divisional or a conference championship. And so we just need a fresh voice, a fresh thing. Just we need to renew it. Even though I don't agree with it, I think Tomlin is the Steelers guy through and through from what they want. It is what it is, and that's just where we are today with the landscape of football.
Sly, you saw some of the movement on the Utah side of things today, and you've got Smith Snowden heading to Michigan. You've got Devon Dampier officially saying he's going to run it back. And when you see that both Devon Dampier and Burt Ficklin are signed up, and you see what this team is trying to build, and I can't imagine it going better for – you got to have a quarterback. And in Utah's case, they legitimately have two quarterbacks who will beat you in different ways and are very, very good, and they immediately become one of the best quarterback rooms in the country and stay that way.
Yeah, I mean, more importantly, Smith Snowden was obvious. I knew that was going to happen. One, Smith Snowden is a terrific talent, and honestly, he plays the hardest position on the football field. Everybody can say quarterback, everybody can say left tackle or center or whatever. The nickelback, cornerback position, being on an island, is the hardest position in football. I don't care who you are. If you played football and ask football players, they know that nickel position is so hard. You guard the most athletic people, the fastest people, and oftentimes you are left by yourself. And if you don't make it happen, you are ridiculed. And if you do make it happen, you did your job. And so Smith Snowden is a terrific talent, and I know there's a lot of teams across the country that wanted him. So wherever he was going to land, which ultimately being with a guy that being in a system, this is what I'm saying. Even when like Keanu Tonavasa went to BYU, it's like you're going in the portal. The best thing to do is go to a system that you know. That way, there's no like real learning curve. It's like, I know this already. I'm just doing it. Going to Jay Hill's defense, it's the exact same defense. JJ, we break it down on Sunday. I was like, I know this defense, even though I didn't play for BYU. And so Smith Snowden go in there, the way that they'll use him, I bet you anything, Smith Snowden will be an All-American, first unanimous All-American by the end of 2026. I guarantee that. And just with the resources and whatever, he's that good. And I just think that he's been in really hard positions here at Utah. And so, but outside of that, whatever, he's gone. Now we start worried about him. It's Devon Dampier, Burt Ficklin, and I go straight to Kevin McGivern. What are you going to do, buddy? You got to be able to – I think he's going to be under so much pressure to do better than what Coach Beck did last year. Coach Beck didn't know we had Burt Ficklin and Devon Dampier, right? But now Kevin McGivern is going into this year knowing you have two quarterbacks, knowing that the opponent knows you have two quarterbacks, knowing that those plays that you run last year, you cannot do that again and think you're going to have continued success. So how do you utilize this? How do you utilize the egos of, two paid quarterbacks, right? Normally you got a quarterback who's paid, he's in there, and he's feeling pressure being the guy. But now you got a guy who's on the roster who's also paid, but he's the backup. And so he's going to be like, okay, let me show some stuff. And so controlling those egos is what I think is going to be hard for Utah. But, it's something that, is the name of the game, so you got to do it. But I think the quarterback position, we know how important that is from the down years that we had without a quarterback, how important that is. And to know that we have two capable quarterbacks is absolutely terrific, man. So Kevin McGivern's got his work cut out for him and can't wait to see what he does.
Celeste Moa was a 4-star recruit in state, a legacy recruit. His dad, Ben Moa, played at Utah. And he had already signed with Utah, registered for classes, and now he's in the transfer portal.
He took like 2 quizzes, I heard already, too, in some of those classes.
He went to work early.
A pop quiz on the first day, isn't there?
Usually is. I have no idea if he even looked at his syllabus. I don't know. But I know he's headed to Michigan. So I wanted to get your reaction to that because we've never seen something like that. And how devastating is it for Utah to have you're basically your highest rated recruit of this class out the door like right after class starts. It's just crazy that somebody who just signed, has not played a game or even practiced for you, is already in the transfer portal.
Yeah, it more gives it more to my point and more to my new reasonings for what, and this is what I texted you guys earlier. College football needs to reclassify itself. Stop talking about this stupid student athlete deal. And I hate it because I was a student athlete. I took my school seriously. I got my degree. I even changed my major after my freshman years and still double majored and graduated. I took my schooling seriously. These guys do not. I don't even know if these guys go to class. All their classes are online, and shoot, the money that these guys are making, I could pay another kid to take my class for me if I wanted to. But hey, let's talk reality. Like, these kids is like, it's crazy, but let's stop calling them that and actually put, college football is so wild right now. There's no restriction, no criteria. It is the most blasphemous organization that is just going on out there. And it's just like, nobody knows what's going on. And we're sitting here questioning each other every single day. That's stupid, but it's asinine, honestly. But you know what? The NCAA is making money. They're making money off of chaos. Who cares? And so that's what is so sad about all of this. But I think they need to reclassify this. It's not about being a student athlete. This guy was a high school guy and doing all of this. Don't these? All these honor roll, this and that. I'm like, I got to do my investigation on all this stuff, because I was like, it really doesn't matter, because everything right now is being controlled by this NIL dollars. Right, J.J. Buchanan spent 7 months all in here, and he's already in the portal onto a new school. I remember when we transferred back, and this is me back in the day, Uncle Rico style here, how hard it was to academically get your stuff transferred to another school. Is that not an issue anymore? Does this school not take the same credits, not qualify the same stuff? Does anybody care about that?
No.
So I'm just thinking, let's just make this a professional organization. These kids are getting paid, and that's all anybody cares about anyway. Take the student athlete off of these guys. These guys are semi-pros. They're getting paid like it can be classified them like that. Now contract them, right? If you're able to release these guys, and next you know, that locker is, and throughout the year, this guy isn't putting up. Let me save money. Right? A couple years ago, we had a receiver who's making, mid-six figures, right? Mid-six figures. Didn't have a statistic, right? Why are we still paying him? Release him. He's not doing what he's supposed to do or what we expected. These guys need to have that type of pressure on them and stop giving their – here's the thing is, when is the business kicking in, right? The universities are giving out free scholarships. Everybody out here listening that went to college and still paying back student loans, these kids have free scholarships and scholarship checks on top of their NIL dollars. That is a lot of freaking money, right? But the university is continuing to pay these kids scholarship stuff. When is the university getting their ROI, and who are they getting their money from, right? And so I'm just like, the business is going to kick in. And I'm telling you, these PE firms are coming in.
Yeah.
And, hey, it's all going to course correct. Believe that.
Sly, when you see what has been moved around in the transfer portal, and even though the transfer portal closes in 2 days or 3 days or whatever it is, I still feel like, you could get the rug ripped out from under you on some of these guys. And the actual down to business X's and O's type of stuff, how good will Utah be next year with this group of coaches and coordinators and a brand new head coach? How good can Utah be?
I think Utah's going to be great. I think we're going to be fine. And it is more so what I heard from that press conference with Morgan Scalley. And it's what everybody needs to understand. Football is not the same. It's not the same as it used to be when I played, or what we as fans remember it from the day. The morals, the loyalty, it's all out of the door. So if you get that premise out of your head and understand what college football is now, college football is and this is what sucks about it, is it takes away from the evolution of the game, the game being refined, right? I saw a meme where Tom Brady was talking about, on Sunday night, he was talking about how to throw a football in the wind, and everybody's like, this guy is sick, right? And I don't know if we'll ever see a guy that has this much love for the game and does all the stuff like that. And it's true. The old school football, this is why Mike Tomlin is out, right? Old school football is just not here anymore. Developing guys, you're not going to have time to develop guys. You are trying to handle egos at 17 years old. There's no, where are these kids learning to fight through something, fight through adversity, where it's not always cake, right? And so this is just a new day and age, and so the business is going to have to take it, meaning the coaches. That means that you have to put up every single year. It's not I'll be there in 2 years, I'll be there in 3 years. It's right now, right? And that's the attitude you have to take to these kids when you're recruiting them. It's 6 months. Hey, we're going to do this year, and we'd love to have you aboard. If you're aboard, it's great. And Morgan Scalley's like, look, I'm focusing on guys that want to be here. Celeste Moa didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be here. Don Saunders didn't want to be here. J.J. Buchanan didn't want to be here, right? Money aside or whatever, there's going to be athletes here. There's Appalachian State that beats Michigan. There's Utah's that beat Alabama's. There's all kinds of stuff. It's about the team. And if the team is good enough, the team can put together a great game plan and beat anybody in the country. And that is exactly what's going to happen here. And that's what I think Morgan Scalley's focused on. We have some money that we're putting into it. And if it's not enough for guys, it's not the same guys that you want to go to battle with anyway. And that's what Morgan Scalley is fixated on, is guys that want to go to battle each and every week. And I absolutely love that. And so that's just what the name of this game is, and what everybody needs to understand is it's not the old football we used to know, where we used to devote and develop and think that guys have loyalty and morals anymore. It's not that at all. And sooner as everybody is understanding that, the faster we can press on and have success.
You know, you look at Indiana and what they've done, Sly, and it's exactly to your point. Yes, they're in the Big Ten. Yes, they have some resources and money at the P4 level. But they only have 8 5-star guys, 4 and 5-star guys, I believe. And they're absolutely crushing teams with rosters loaded with those, Alabama and Oregon. If you do things the right way and you put things together and you have the right culture, you can win big. And you look at Utah, and you mentioned that with Utah. Is there anything that's happened since the departure of Kyle Whittingham that's just too much to overcome? Because I want you to speak to some Utah fans right now that it's just one hit at a time, right? The Celeste Moa news comes. Now it's Smith Snowden. These top-level guys have left Utah to go to Michigan. They lost all these coaches. Is there anything that's happened to Utah in the last month that's too much to overcome?
No, not at all. I don't think so at all. That's why I'm kind of shrugging, and I'm less like these coaches. These coaches are probably expecting this more than I am. And so, like, when Celeste Moa jumps in, when John Henry Daly jumps in, Smith Snowden jumps in, when these guys jump in, it's kind of like, oh, they jumped in, that sucks. And then I was like, all right, who else we got? What's the new recruit? Who else can we develop? And I think that Utah is more they put more investment into the formula than they are these guys, right? And that's, again, when we're talking about listening to Morgan Scalley's press conference, he's talking about where was Jonah Leia, 2 years ago, right, versus what you saw him this year. It's the development. It's what we're able to put into these guys. We can make outstanding football players if they buy in, right? And hopefully that these guys buy in by the time that they are in this program. And that's why I think the biggest thing that has actually helped the University of Utah and most of these universities is the new transfer portal windows, right? It's right now in January. Get all the scrum out. Everybody get in, right? If we're going on one-year contracts, cool. be here for a whole year, right? Just 6-7 months is not good enough. But if I can get you at the end of January all the way to the next January, that's 11 and a half months that I got you. That is way better than 6 months, right? And so I think that's the best thing that could have happened for this transfer portal crap. And so hopefully that there's no more movement, but I doubt that. But I think that's great. So as soon as we know exactly who this roster is, we can move forward, and that's where these conversations go instead of worrying about guys like Teo Johnson signing with UCLA and Smith Snowden and all these other guys who decided to leave this program, man. So just looking to push forward. I don't think Utah can't overcome anything. I think that they've invested the right way into recruiting guys that want to be here and even communicating with guys that want to be here. I think Michigan is just a shiny little coin that's out there that everybody's chasing, and after this first year of transition, that won't be a thing anymore. Coach Whittingham's voice won't be on Celeste Moa, won't be on Smith Snowden, won't be on all these other guys, man. It'll be all Morgan Scalley's plan, and that's what we need to move forward with.
Oh, sorry, Sly. JJ and I were slow dancing for a minute.
It's been that kind of a day.
We pulled this up just for you, by the way.
Where's my lighter at?
There's some good times. There's some good times that you remember. All right, before I get you out here, though, while we're listening to this sappy music, who's more intimidating, Kyle or Tomlin?
Intimidating?
Yeah.
Honestly, they are the exact same. I think that's why I fit into both organizations. They are the exact same. They expect the best out of you. And what I love is they put the responsibility on you, right? As far as if you want to be good, you want to be here, man, you got to put in the work. They give you the tools, they give you the stuff, and they shoot you straight. And I love the honesty from both of those guys. And so for me, they are so similar, I can't really say. Like, I love the focus and determination, and it's business from both of those guys. And they show you exactly how it's supposed to be, right? And I think that's the most important part from these 17 to 18-year-olds. They don't know exactly how it's supposed to be. They don't know exactly how they're supposed to act after a loss, how they're supposed to act when you win, or how to keep going, right? It's a forever moving goalpost, right? These 17, 18-year-old kids don't really know how to do that. The leader is supposed to show you how to do that, and that's Coach Whittingham. That's Mike Tomlin. He's showing you that success keeps going. If you want to get to this point, it don't stop. You shake this off, you celebrate for tonight, and then we got to get back on it. They show you how to do that, and it's more than just telling you, it's showing you, and I think that those guys are the ultimate leader, and that's why I really can't say that there's a difference between those two, because their philosophies are so similar.
Stevenson, Sylvester, Sly, thanks for hanging out with us, man, as usual, and we'll chat with you soon, I'm sure. Thanks for being with us today. Thanks for putting up with our boys to men, too.
Well, what? Thanks for putting up with my text messages during games. I'm sorry, guys.
I love it. Sly, thanks, man. We'll talk to you again.
Thanks, Sly.
All right.
There you go. Stevenson, Sylvester.